Hi, and welcome to EDCI 572, Introduction to Educational Technology. I'm Desiree Caskey, and I will be your guide this semester for this course. I just wanted to take a little bit of time and introduce myself, and then just give you a few tips about how the course is laid out and where you need to go to get all your information. You're actually looking at a Google slide that I put together, but because I want to jump between some windows, you're going to see the outline of my slides as well. Just easier that way. So let's get started. As I said, I'm Desiree Caskey, and currently I am a library media specialist at an elementary school in Billings, Montana called Poly Drive. This is my 5th year here. Before becoming a librarian and totally changing the direction of my professional life, I was a technology integration specialist. This is an instructional coach that works with teachers to help them effectively integrate technology into their teaching. It was an absolutely amazing job, but I love the direction I'm going right now, including teaching this class to you. I would like for you to feel free to communicate with me in whatever way works best for you. So I've put a couple of email available to you in the syllabus, but also in this presentation. I am using the email address caskeyedtech@gmail.com just for this course. So you may want to use that, but please feel free. In my syllabus, I have multiple emails, and I have my cell phone and those types of things listed for you. You can also just use the communication features in D2L to talk with me. That's just fine too. I am active on social networks like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, so please feel free. If you're wanting to connect with me in any other ways, just do a search for Caskey D, and chances are you will find me. Other things that you might want to know about me before we get started, and this can kind of help model what I'm looking to hear from you about yourself in our introduction assignment. I am currently the president of MCCE, which is the Montana Council for Computers and Technology in Education, and I'm also very active in other youth volunteer organizations. For example, in Billings, we have a Youth Volunteer Corps technology team, and I'm the team leader for that. And I also volunteer at our public library to help the Teen Tech Lab, which is an open environment for teens to go to and discover all different kinds of technology, gadgets, and skills. So that's where I'm at. When I'm not messing around with technology, I love to read, and I love riding my bike when the weather permits, and hiking and those kinds of things. I love the outdoors. I also love to cook. I do volunteer a fair amount, to my husband's dismay. And speaking of my husband, I love family and friends. I currently live in Billings with my husband and my cat, Mo. And when I can find time, I love to just hang out and drink coffee or an occasional glass of wine with my friends. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this course. I'll start with some expectations. There are 3 main areas that we'll be working in this course. The first one is discussion posts. So each week I will be making a discussion concept or question available to you, and with each of those topics or concepts, whatever you want to use there, I'll be giving you resources to explore and massage and kind of just play with so that you get familiar with them. And then you'll be expected to provide answers to the questions that I list for you, or it might be show me that you've actually spent some time exploring these tools by telling me about a few of them. I'll go into more detail when we go over to D2L with that. So discussion posts are going to be, excuse me, every week, and they will be due in 1 week. So I'm not looking for a lot of information, just enough for me to know that you have done your homework and done some exploring and learning. The second area that we're going to spend some time on is called digital participation. What I mean by that is, as the course goes along, I might ask you for feedback in a different way. For example, I might use a digital assessment tool, or I might ask you to create a product using one of the tools that you have explored. Just kind of applying the tool in a way that shows me what you're learning and that you can actually use the tool in application. And then the final area that is probably, it's the heaviest weighted, these projects are worth the most, and they're called project sharing. And these are typically you're going to have a little bit of a length of time to do these projects. And so I will give you quite a bit of detail of what I'm looking for, and then you're going to show me that you understand that you're integrating technology into a teaching environment by giving me some ideas of lessons where you're integrating the technology, and then oftentimes I'll ask for a sample product or something. Okay, don't be intimidated. There might be a lot of assignments when we go in and look at this, but a lot of them are pretty simple. You know, go out, check out a tool, see what it does, you know, play with it a little bit, just enough information or time spent on that tool so you can tell me what the tool would do and if you see some value in that tool, okay? So don't panic. The project sharing pieces, they are larger, but nothing is so difficult that you can't do it. I know that. Okay, finally, let's take a look at the D2L and the areas that we'll be using. First of all, I've got one announcement that's going to pop up immediately when the class starts, and that just tells you where you go for the rest of the information. I do have the detailed syllabus and all the grading and all of the assignments all laid out with dates and everything in the course overview section. So I would go there first, just familiarize yourself with what the semester is going to look like, and then assignments and discussions are where the bulk of your information is going to be. So each week I would go to the discussions section, and each week I would go to the assignments section. I'm only going to show these assignments for a certain length of time. So for example, we're going to have a discussion post that starts right away, and so that's going to show up first thing in your discussion, but it will only be available to you for the length of time that I've given you to complete the assignment. If you have any issues, or you know you're going to have an assignment or a discussion that's going to be late, communicate with me right away and we'll make arrangements so that you don't miss anything. Don't panic. I am more of a coach than a teacher, and my goal is to help everyone succeed and understand what integrating technology looks like. Okay, let's take a quick peek at our classroom website. So this is what you're going to see when you go to our class. The very first thing you're going to see is this introduction message from me, and then notice that it says at the bottom, the course syllabus along with a full outline of assignments and grading details can be found in this section called Overview. I'm just going to click on that so you can see what I'm talking about. When you go here, you're just going to get kind of my philosophy of what this class is going to look like, why are we teaching educational technology, those kinds of things. And then if you continue to scroll down, you'll see the syllabus in detail. And so if you are one of those people that needs to know everything that I'm expecting, just use this syllabus and scroll down until you see the page that says assignment information and outline. You're going to want to read this very carefully and make sure that you're staying on top of things. Yeah. Okay, we'll go back up to the top. So that's just the overview message that's going to be there available to you all the time. Like I said, weekly discussions. So what you're going to see each week is an addition to the discussion post. So for example, the very first discussion post we're going to have will be January 16th, or the start date of this course if that's different than January 16th. And I will give you detailed information about what I'm asking you for. And then you will provide a discussion. You're not required to reply to anyone else's discussion, so please don't feel like you have to do that, but I would encourage you to, because I'd love for this to turn into an online community, not just an online course. Okay, so each week you will see the assignments posted, the discussion posts posted, and those are the items that you will reply to. I have given you great detail in what I'm expecting of you, but please, please make sure you ask if you have any questions about that. Each assignment, as it becomes available, will be shown in the area called assignments. And so when the first assignment, for example, Edpuzzle, is going to be available to you to look at and work on, then you will see something that looks like this. And I'll go ahead and view, or I'm going to view it by going to edit just so you can kind of get an idea. Okay, so the first one is going to look like this with your assignment date, your due date, and how many points are possible. Okay. Pretty simple. You're going to walk through this process and then you're going to answer some questions. So this is the digital participation piece where we're actually going outside of D2L and using a different tool for me to collect the information from you so that you can show me that you're actually learning the information that I'm providing you in this class. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I think it will as we get going. But let me just tell you, it's okay if things are a little confusing or a little murky. It's completely fine if you feel like, I don't quite know what I should be doing. Please just remember to always go back to that overview page, and that will help you look at the assignment outline and the details there. And then, of course, always feel free to communicate with me through the means that I've given you. If you need some assistance, that's what I'm here for, and I'm really looking forward to this semester. So good luck, and we'll get started.